Hello and welcome to 2025. Happy New Year. First things first, I want all of you to tell me what your New Year's resolution is down in the comments. I would bet, given that it is the new year, a lot of you are resolving to get to a certain place in your fitness journey. A lot of people obviously resolve to lose fat in the new year. And if that's your resolution because you feel like it is going to help you be a happier, healthier version of yourself, love that for you. If the changing of the year ramps up your motivation and gets you super determined to reach your goals, absolutely love that. And now is a fantastic time to ride that wave of motivation to kickstart a fat loss journey, a fitness journey, a health journey, etc. But a lot of people dive into their New Year's fat loss goals from a place where they're not actually ready to lose fat, and this is why so many people either fail at getting to their goal in the first place or end up regaining all of the weight. And I don't want that to happen to you. I don't want you to put in a couple months of really hard work only to have it not get you the results you want or for you to lose all of your progress. So in this video, I want to go through 5 big signs that you are actually ready to lose fat, that this is a good time for you to use that motivation that you have to actively pursue fat loss. What tends to happen in the new year is people have this whole surge of motivation and they use this to dive into extreme calorie restriction, into excessive cardio, into all of these things that are going to help them lose fat really fast. First of all, those things are unsustainable, and second of all, they're oftentimes not starting from a place where those things are even going to be able to be as effective as they could or should be. And that's why they don't end up seeing or maintaining the results that they want. And my goal for you is to help you take this New Year's motivation and use it to get to your fat loss goals, but make sure that the fat loss is sustainable so you're not going to regain it after you lose it. Make sure that the priority is actually fat loss. A lot of people dive into this journey just focusing on weight loss, and those are two very different things. You can lose weight by just dropping a ton of water weight really quickly, which is what tends to happen to most people that dive into like the extreme calorie restriction, juice cleanses, keto, whatever it might be in the new year. You're gonna drop 10 pounds of water weight really quickly, but water weight is not fat. You also cannot maintain water weight loss, so you're gonna gain it all right back. So you're gonna wanna make sure you're coming from a place where you're going to be able to prioritize actual fat loss rather than total weight loss. And then within that, also maintaining muscle mass. Because if you lose fat and muscle, you can actually end up at a higher body fat percentage. You can end up fatter than you were when you started, because the more muscle you have on your body, the lower your body fat percentage is going to be, and therefore the leaner you are going to look. And then also, muscle keeps your metabolism fast, which means it's going to be easier to keep the fat off once you lose it, which is my third goal for you, which is to not regain all of the fat after you lose it. So these 5 things are things that you should be able to check off before you actively dive into things that are going to help your body lose fat. So these are all things where if a client were to come to me and say, Marissa, I want to lose 50 pounds of fat, I would go through all of these things and make sure they are hitting all of these requirements before I actually put them in a calorie deficit and do the other things that need to happen to cause their body to actually lose fat. These things are the foundational things that you need to have to put your body in a place where it is going to be able to lose fat rather than water weight, muscle weight, etc. more efficiently, maintain muscle as you lose fat, and keep the fat off long term. So if you want those 3 things, make sure you have these things first. So let's dive right into it. The first thing that you're going to want to make sure you have before you actively start to lose fat by putting yourself in a calorie deficit is make sure that you can essentially eat whatever you want to maintain weight right now, like before you start trying to lose weight. If you are having to actively restrict yourself to only eat salads when you go out for dinner, to avoid dessert 90% of the time, to be eating like 1 egg on a piece of toast for breakfast, like that's a snack, not a breakfast. If you're having to constantly think about food and actively make decisions that kind of restrict your food or limit your calorie intake, you are not in a good place to start losing fat, because you have to restrict further in order to lose fat. So if you're maintaining from a place of restriction, fat loss is just gonna be that much harder for you. That's also an indicator that you don't really necessarily have a healthy or fast metabolism. The faster your metabolism is before you start trying to lose fat, the easier it's gonna be to lose fat. If you can maintain weight on 2,500 calories, it's gonna be a lot easier for you to lose weight on like 2,000 calories than if you're struggling to like restrict yourself to 1,800 calories to maintain weight, and now you have to try to lose weight on like 1,400 calories. Good luck. It's so important to have your maintenance baseline be a place that feels natural and healthy and happy for you. If your body is not thriving at maintenance, if you're already suffering from restriction, whether that just be mentally or you're restricting so much that you're causing hormone imbalances, you're causing thyroid issues, you're causing vitamin and mineral deficiencies, whatever it may be, restricting further is gonna cause a lot more harm than good. You may lose fat, you may get to your goals, but that added restriction for months on top of what you were already doing is going to further harm your health and make it almost impossible to keep the weight off. So signs you wanna look out for to make sure you're kind of at this place is not feeling super hungry between meals, not having a ton of cravings throughout the day. Like a craving once in a while for pizza, totally normal. But if you're going throughout your day constantly thinking about food and thinking about how much you want certain things but telling yourself you can't have it, that's not a place you want to start from. Your energy levels throughout the day are also a great indicator of this. If your energy is relatively stable, you feel pretty good throughout the day, then you're probably at a pretty good place. But if you're going through like peaks and crashes, or if you always have like a slump at a certain part of the day where your energy is just not there, then this is an indicator you might be under fueling. We are taught so frequently through media, social media, etc., that as women we should kind of constantly be starving and constantly only thinking about eating salads in order to like lose weight and be pretty, but that like can't be further from the truth. That is true if you come from a place of chronic restriction and have never put the time and effort to get your body to a happy, healthy place with a fast metabolism. Yeah, you're gonna have to constantly restrict, but that's not what you have to do. There are options so that you can eat burgers every week, so that you don't have to eat another salad ever again in your life and maintain weight, so that you can have dessert every night and maintain weight, so that you can go out to dinner whenever you want and not worry about what you're ordering, to not have to only order the chicken Caesar salad with light dressing. You absolutely should not be miserable trying to maintain weight. And if you are, you have no business trying to restrict further to lose fat. You need to fix your metabolism first. Get yourself to a happy, healthy, stable baseline. And then your body's gonna be so much happier and healthier. You're gonna have a faster metabolism. Fat loss is gonna be a ton easier, and then you'll be able to maintain a lot easier once you've lost the fat. Okay, we're already like 2 minutes into 2025 and I'm already ranting, so I'm gonna try to reel it back in. Let's be honest, that's not my specialty, so let's go. But you might be wondering at this point, Marissa, like, I am not at that place. I am not in the happy, healthy place that you speak of. I can't go out and eat whatever I want without worrying about regaining a ton of weight. What do I do? Lucky for you, I have a solution for you. It's called reverse dieting, which is a process by which you speed up your metabolism to get yourself to that happy, healthy place so that you can eat whatever you want while maintaining weight and set your body up to lose fat a lot easier. I have multiple videos about it, but I also have an entire course called Reverse Dieting 101 that takes you step by step through every single little thing you need to know in order to accomplish this process without gaining any excess fat. I created this course because I had so many clients coming to me who wanted to lose fat, but were in this place where they were constantly restricting in order to maintain weight. And I was like, we can't get you to lose fat sustainably unless we speed up your metabolism. And so I was taking client after client through reverse diets, and so I just took everything that I knew and put it into one course. This course comes with all the course material in video lecture format and PDF format, so if you do better listening or watching, you can watch the videos or you can just read the whole PDF if that's easier for you. And not only does the course material basically give you everything that you would ever need to know about reverse dieting and how to tailor the process to your body specifically and your background specifically, but also this course comes with group coaching and group support, so you will not be alone on this journey. Reverse dieting can sound super, super scary because it sounds like the opposite of what you want to do if you want to lose fat. But having the support of other people that are going through this process with you and the support of a coach who you can ask any questions of is an absolute game changer. You have all the support you need to get through this process, to speed up your metabolism, to know that you are on the right track, doing the right thing for your body. So if you want to check it out, go to reversedieting101.com. You can sign up there, and if you have any questions at all about the course, feel free to shoot me a message. Thing number 2 that you need to have before you throw yourself into a calorie deficit, before you throw yourself onto the Stairmaster for hours at a time, before you start chugging juices and not eating anything else, is that you need to not feel desperate to lose weight ASAP and be okay with the scale fluctuating, with the scale going up just a little bit once in a while on your fat loss journey. If the thought of the scale going up by like 1 pound on any given day of your fat loss journey makes you terrified or makes you feel like you're gonna feel like a failure, then you are probably not mentally in a stable enough place to embark on a fat loss journey that is going to be sustainable. Because the reality of a healthy, sustainable fat loss journey is that the scale is not going to trend down every day. Fat loss is not linear. The scale may fluctuate. You might wake up one day and be 5 pounds heavier than you were the day before. And that does not mean that you were doing anything wrong with your healthy, sustainable fat loss journey. That's just normal, natural body weight fluctuations that may occur on any fat loss journey. It's so, so important to go into viewing your fat loss journey as a long-term goal rather than a quick fix. To have the long-term timeline in mind rather than thinking you need to see the scale go down every single day so that you can hit your fat loss goals in 60 days. Trying to do it as quickly as possible sets you up for losing a lot of muscle, so good luck actually getting leaner, and it sets you up for not building sustainable habits, so good luck keeping the fat off once you lose it. And this sounds like a little thing, like something you could just blow off and be like, no, what is she talking about? That's fine, I don't have to pay attention to that. But like, let me tell you, as someone who has worked with hundreds of clients, the mindset part, like once your metabolism is healthy, the mindset part is like the next biggest thing that I see interfering with people's ability to lose fat in a healthy, sustainable way and keep it off. Because so often people will start their fat loss journeys and then, you know, they'll get a month in and the scale will go up 2 pounds, they'll freak out, go completely off track, binge on all of the things because they feel like a failure, they feel like it's black and white, and now they're back at where they started and they've undone all of their progress and then they never end up reaching their goals. Like if I could give you the perfectly crafted fat loss plan where like if you follow it to a T, it's guaranteed to work, which, you know, is what I do for my clients and my students. But if you have all of that, but seeing the scale go up a little bit throws you off track, then the perfect plan is meaningless. Like mindset makes all of the difference. I know so many of you have already tuned out that last one, but if that is you, just remember this in a couple months when, you know, the scale goes up a little bit and you get thrown off track because of it, and then you lose a bunch of progress and you're like, oh, Marissa was right. Anyway, number 3, third thing that you want to have before you put yourself in a calorie deficit to lose weight is consistency with diet and exercise and not feeling overwhelmed by diet and exercise. So what this kind of means is you want to at the very least be like aware of what you're eating, not just going day to day eating the most convenient thing and never thinking about it again. While that is actually the ultimate goal, is to be able to get to that point, that's not really helpful when it comes to a fat loss journey because you have to be intentional with what you're eating. And so if you haven't learned to be intentional with what you're eating, then trying to do that at the same time as trying to lose fat is just going to be a whole lot to contend with. And then also exercise. If the idea of working out twice a week for an hour seems like a huge hurdle to accomplish, you need to start there before you actively start trying to lose weight. And these things kind of make the biggest difference when it comes to sustainability, because fat loss requires structure, it requires intention, and it requires a lot more precision than you are probably used to if you really haven't been dabbling in the fitness world. Going from not really having any sort of solid fitness background, fitness routine, diet, intention, etc., to trying to do all that and actively trying to put yourself in a calorie deficit to lose fat is so much to do that it often causes people to just go completely off track or give up very, very quickly. Having that consistency beforehand also allows you to have a very solid baseline from which to transition to fat loss. If your baseline is just kind of like all over the place, you have no idea what you're doing, you don't really know how many calories you're consuming on a regular basis, you don't even know the average calorie intake, you don't have a consistent exercise routine, to trying to be in a fat loss program, like your fat loss program should be based off of what you were doing before. It shouldn't just be like a generic fat loss plan, because that's gonna set you up to just be eating either way too little or way too much to lose fat. Like if you don't know what you were eating before, how can you put yourself in a properly sized calorie deficit? It's gonna set you up to be more prone to injury in the gym if you like really haven't worked out too much and all of a sudden you're putting yourself in a calorie deficit so your body can't recover as well. You're also trying to be more active. You also have no idea how many calories you're burning through exercise, so that's changing your maintenance calories as well. There's just too many extra variables when you don't have your variables set beforehand. Kind of similarly to having a solid foundation metabolically, you want to have that solid foundation just with your fitness routine so that you have a jumping off point. And this is again something that I do with all of my clients when they come to me trying to lose fat. I'm like, let's get you a solid routine. We're gonna be going to the gym X number of times a week. I want you aiming for this amount of calories or protein or whatever. Like it depends on where they're starting from as tools that I give them. But basically we build them out to have a very solid, stable routine in their life that they are comfortable with, that they are happy with, that they can stick to. And then I can put them in a calorie deficit, I can adjust their exercise accordingly, and then they start losing fat. And then it's sustainable because we know what they can maintain on, we know what they can lose fat on, we can alternate as needed. You just have all of the information available when you take the time to like have the foundation. Next thing that you want to make sure that you have is solid sleep and stress management. I can't tell you the number of times that I have seen someone struggling to lose fat and the biggest thing impacting them was either their lack of sleep or just an overwhelming amount of stress. Both lack of sleep and excess stress contribute to excess cortisol in the body. When you have too much cortisol in your body is going to just store fat and it's not gonna want to lose fat. So you are just creating like the biggest roadblock for yourself when you're not getting enough sleep or you're too stressed, or both. You can kind of think of fat as your body's life jacket. When your body is drowning in stress, it's not gonna wanna let go of its life jacket. In fact, if it can find more life jackets, it's gonna grab onto all of them. But when there's less stress, your body's not drowning, and so it doesn't feel the need to hang on to all of those life jackets. It will start putting the life jackets down because now, you know, you're walking around, you're safe from the stress. You don't need to carry the extra life jacket. And sleep and stress really go hand in hand here, because if you aren't sleeping enough, it is going to elevate your stress levels and make it hard for your body to recover from any stress that you are experiencing. So big tips here are make sure you have a consistent sleep routine. You're going to bed at a consistent time. You're consistently getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night. You should be waking up feeling refreshed. If you're waking up feeling tired all the time, something's off. And you should start with fixing that before trying to lose fat. I had one client in my Fat Loss 101 course, which is my course on how to lose fat in a healthy, sustainable way, which you can find at fatloss101.com. But in this course, we start with all of these basics. We lay the foundation for all of these things. And one of the big things that you focus on is sleep. And one of my big tips is give yourself 9 hours to sleep. Even if you don't sleep the full 9 hours, go to bed 9 hours before you have to wake up. And I have one student that was in the course, and she came back after like, I don't know, 2 months or so of being in the course. And she said that she suddenly has so much more energy, she feels so much more rested, and she didn't realize that she wasn't sleeping enough. She thought that she was just someone who was gonna be tired all the time. But as soon as she was getting more than 8 hours of sleep per night, she started feeling so much better, and everything else after that started clicking into place for her. The point being, you don't really know what you're lacking in when it comes to sleep or stress management until you give yourself the space to get yourself to a better place. I say the like 9 hours of sleep thing a lot, and I get so many people commenting saying like, oh my god, I could never get 9 hours of sleep. Like, I don't need that much sleep. I don't have time to sleep that much, etc, etc. And like, if you don't have time, I get it. I can't change your schedule. Maybe you can. That's up to you to prioritize. But the point being, until you have let yourself experience that, you don't know how much better you could feel. You don't know how much more resilient your body can be. You don't know how much more energy you can have throughout the day, which is also going to translate to burning more calories throughout the day, which makes fat loss a lot easier. Next thing that you're going to want to have before you dive into fat loss is remission or improvement, or at the very least stabilization, kind of depends, of any health issues that you have. So if you have hormone imbalances, autoimmunity, PCOS, etc., if those are currently causing you symptoms, then doing everything you can to resolve those symptoms and get your body to the healthiest state possible is going to make your fat loss journey infinitely easier. Because, like, let's just use hormone imbalances as an example. If your hormones are all over the place, the last thing your body wants to do is try to lose fat. It's like the life jacket analogy. Your body is drowning in issues that are being caused by an imbalance in hormones. So all of your body's resources are going to trying to minimize whatever is going on there and fix whatever is going on there. Your body's not going to be throwing life jackets out because it's drowning. Your body isn't going to be ready to like let go of all the life jackets just because you put it in a calorie deficit. It's going to be clinging to those life jackets for dear life. Like, your body's not going to be like, Humpty Dumpty Dum, let's just lose some fat, when your estrogen and progesterone are all over the place and your body's like, what is going on? Likewise with autoimmunity. When your immune system is in overdrive and your body is trying to compensate for whatever those triggers are for your autoimmunity, it's not going to be letting go of life jackets. Now, what to do for various health conditions is way outside the scope of this video. That would be an entire 6-year course called medical school. But the point is, if you do have any underlying health conditions, start there. Get yourself to a healthy, stable baseline. I have had probably the majority of clients that have come to me with various health issues, mostly hormone imbalances, autoimmunity, PCOS. And step number one for me with them is always resolve those symptoms as much as possible. Not everything can be cured. If I can help them balance their hormones, calm their immune system, I've helped a lot of people put their PCOS into remission, but it kind of depends on the type of PCOS and what you can do about it. Like, once I've gotten them through that, then the fat loss stuff, like, they came to me trying to lose fat for years, but couldn't. Once we resolved those things, lo and behold, they were able to lose fat. i.e., don't try to lose fat if your body is struggling with health issues and you have ongoing big symptoms of said health issues, because you're probably going to make those health issues worse and it's going to feel impossible to lose fat. You're just going to be spinning your wheels, putting in all of this time and effort, wondering why it feels like your body is broken. And it's just because you are working against your body rather than with your body. Work with your body. Listen to the symptoms that you have. Any symptom is your body throwing up a red flag saying, hey, help me, I'm drowning. And I don't want to be doom and gloom. Is it impossible to lose fat if you have any sort of health issue? No. Like, it's not always like you have to fully resolve this one thing for your body to ever be able to lose fat. That's why I started this with stabilize, resolve, or improve symptoms of health issues. And I often see with clients that come to me with underlying health issues, once we start to resolve those, they start to lose weight naturally without me putting them in a calorie deficit, without me throwing them on the treadmill for an hour a day. I would never throw anyone on the treadmill for an hour a day to lose fat anyway, but that's beside the point. But they start to naturally lose weight as their body gets to a healthier place, because the healthier your body is, the easier it is to have a faster metabolism, the less your body is clinging for dear life to those life jackets. Your body doesn't want to have to hold on to a ton of extra life jackets. It's cumbersome. But if you are drowning, it will hold on to those for dear life. So the less drowning you can be, the fewer life jackets your body will need to hold on to. As in, the healthier you get, the more your body is going to want to shed excessive body fat naturally and without trying to like put yourself on any crazy diets. So if you can check off those 5 boxes, you are indeed ready to just dive straight into fat loss. Congrats, stoked for you. And if there's 1 or 5 of those boxes that you can't check off, then just start there and think of that as your fat loss plan. Like, yes, it is kind of a pre-fat loss phase, but it is still an important phase to focus on those things before going into like an active calorie deficit to lose fat. And I know it's so annoying to think about the fact that, you know, you have all this motivation, you're so excited to lose fat, but you might not necessarily want to start with actually losing fat. You might instead want to start with balancing hormones. Like, who wants to spend the time doing that when you really want to lose fat? But trust me, like, I mean, I can rant about this for another half hour. So I will just say, the healthier and happier your body is before you actively start trying to lose fat, the easier it'll be to lose fat, the leaner you will get, and the easier it will be to keep it off. If you want those things, make sure you have these 5 things. And if you want help with any of these things or want direct guidance on how to lose fat in a healthy, sustainable way so that you can get to your goals, keep the fat off, and be able to maintain in a happy, healthy way and not have to constantly restrict and only eat salads in order to keep the weight off, I have 2 great options for you. First one is, like I said, my course, Fat Loss 101, which gives you all of this information, gives you step-by-step how to implement all of these things, and then all of the next steps to actually start losing weight itself in a sustainable and healthy way. And like Reverse Dieting 101, it comes with all the course material in video format and as a PDF, comes with group coaching as well as group support. You will have all of the information and support that you need for every single little step of this journey. The program allows you to highly customize it to you and your body and your history and whatever you need. And then beyond the actual course material, of course, you have the coaching to supplement that. So if you have any questions about how to tailor it to yourself, about anything specific to you and your body, you can absolutely get all of those questions answered. So you can check that out at fatloss101.com. I'll leave links down in the description box below. But fun fact, the last thing you can do is I'm actually opening up just a handful, like just a couple spaces for one-on-one coaching with me. I have had applications closed for almost a year now, but I think I'm at a place where I have the capacity to take on a couple more clients. And so if you want to work one-on-one directly with me, I'm reopening applications at MissFitAndNerdy.com. I do have you fill out an application to make sure that you are someone that I feel like I can actually help. The last thing I would want is to just like have you be working with me and not be able to get you results. So if you do want to work with me, make sure you fill out that application, give me all of the details so that I can make sure I can help you. And if I can't help you, I'm happy to direct you in a direction of someone else who might be able to help you better than I can. As always, if you have questions about either of my courses or working with me, please feel free to shoot me a message, leave a comment, shoot me an email, however you want to get in touch with me. I will get back to you. In the meantime, if you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up. It really does support me and my channel. I really genuinely appreciate it. Please share this video with your friends, your family, your fitness buddies, anyone that you think this video might help, because so many people are going to be embarking on fat loss journeys in the next few weeks. And it is just, I mean, if you've seen my videos, you know how passionate about this I am. I want people to be the healthiest, happiest versions of themselves. And so many people approach fat loss in a way that makes them less healthy and less happy, and they never actually reach their goals. And that's just, that breaks my heart. So hopefully this video will help some people avoid that. So, you know, feel free to share this, Facebook, Twitter, X, throw it on your Instagram story, whatever. Hopefully it'll help someone. To see more content from me all about health and fitness, you can check it out over here. To see future videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the little notification bell so you get notified when I post a video, and I will see you very soon. Bye!